Something that you're going to do a lot of in Go, or indeed in any programming language, is to work with dates and times. So think about comparing dates, writing to files like log files and needing to include the date and the time, needing to find out what month or how many minutes have elapsed. All those different scenarios need to be handled. And so in this one, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look, or we're going to have an introduction to how Go works with dates and times. So it's going to be fairly beginner stuff. And then as we progress through gobytes, we'll do more and more advanced stuff with dates and times. Okay, so for most of your needs, what you will use for dates and times is the time package. So here we're going to create a variable called now, and then using the time package, I'm going to call a function on there called now, and that will give us the current date and time. So let's go and print this out, format print line now, and you'll see it gets printed in a particular format. Let's go run main.go. Okay, and so this is what we see. So you'll notice there it's quite lengthy, but it's basically telling us it's 2026, it's the 4th of January, and it's 10:19 in the morning. And we're also working in GMT. And so time now returns a current local time. The value returned is of type time. So if we go and have a look at now, you'll see that it's returning a type called time. And as you'll also see, that is under the hood is a struct. And then if we print that out directly, it gives us a readable format. So you'll get a format which is similar to what you see on mine, but the exact value will depend on your system and your time and location. Okay, so what if you only want parts? What, for example, if you just want the year or the month or the minute? Well, there are also methods for each of those. So these are all pretty obvious here. We have year, month, day, hour, minute, and second, and the methods for those all match as well. So let's go and print this out. So as you can see there, we've got all the years, months, days, hours, minutes, and seconds. So you can grab any part that you want. And so these methods are going to return integers or values which represent parts of the date and time, and it's useful when you need specific components rather than the full timestamp. Okay, now sometimes you want to actually format the date which you are working with, and Go has quite a particular way of doing this. You can specify a layout for this using a string. So let me show you what I mean by that. So we have our date, which we've captured using time.Now, and then on there we can call format, and we can say that we want our date in this particular format, and Go's intelligent enough to take the current date and reading this format here, format your particular date that you want to work with in that format. Okay, now something to note about this date is that it's not just any random date. This is a fixed reference date. So when you format time in Go, you use a fixed reference date as your layout pattern. The reference date is Monday, January 2nd, 15:04:05. MST 2006. So you can think of that as 2006 0102 15:04:05, which actually translates to 1 2 3 4 5 6. So Go chose this date because it's easy to remember. If you look at the numbers 1 2 3 4 5, they form a simple sequence. The year 2006, January the 2nd at 3:04:05 p.m. So here's how it works. Instead of placeholders like %y or y, you write your layout using parts from this reference date. The numbers 2006 0102 15:04:05 represent where the year, month, day, hour, minute, and second should go. And when you format a time, Go replaces each of these with a corresponding value from your actual time. So if you write 2006 0102 15:04 as your layout, Go understands 2006 means year, 01 means month, 02 means day, 15 means hour, and 04 means minute. Then just replaces each part with the actual values from your time value. So this varies, or this is different than from other languages, but once you know the pattern, it's predictable. The reference date never changes. It's always the same, which makes Go's time formatting quite consistent and easy to remember. So let's go and print out my formatted date. And so as you can see, I now have my date, but it's been formatted in that particular layout that I asked for. So year hyphen, month hyphen, day, and then the hours, minutes and seconds. Exactly the same layout as we specified using this format method. In the text version of the lesson, you'll find some other useful sections, including this part here, which has some time constants, and this is something which I use quite a lot in my Build Your First Go app course, details of which can be found in the description below. For the time being, let's have a challenge. Okay, so for this one, write a program that gets the current time using time.Now, print the full time value, and then print the date in year, month, day format, and then print the time in hours, minutes, and second format. And you can run it using go run main.go. And attached to this challenge, there's also some information about formats, which can show you some common formatting examples, which should help you with the challenge. I'm sure you can do this. Pause me now and give that a go. Okay, so first we're grabbing the current time and date, then we'll print that out. Then what we want is years, months, days. So we use the format method. And as you can see, this is in years, months, and days format. And Go will just figure this out. And then we want to print it out in time. So again, we use the format method and we use a time format. Go will figure this out. Let's go and print this out. So there we see full. And then we see years, months and days, and then we see the time in hours, minutes and seconds. All right, how did you get on with that one? When it comes to working with dates and times, then the time package is really your friend. Very powerful, can do lots of things for you. And we're going to explore it even further as we continue with gobytes. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Give the video a like. Make sure you're subscribed if you want YouTube to show you more gobytes. If you want details of where you can see the extra information, which I mentioned in the lesson, everything you need to know is all down in the description. I'll see you in the next one.